In this video, I'll be breaking down DXY, Eurusd, gold, and Bitcoin, and I'll be giving you a few of psychology gems at the end. So make sure to watch till the end. If you're new here, please make sure to click the subscribe button, turn on the post notifications, because I post content like this every single Sunday. Now, this week, guys, the past week, I never took any single trade. Hence why we're not going to go through the prop form stuff this time, right? I never took any trade. I've been waiting for CPI to happen, and we officially got it. So next week, I think we'll be probably getting more entry opportunities for sure. But for now, let's just watch this video. Let's see what we got for the upcoming week. Alright, so this is the dollar index on the weekly time frame. As we can see, we still reacted off of this zone over here that we can see on the weekly, right? This is the weekly fib, right? We are using the XU fib now with me and the team, right? So this is what we're looking at in terms of like the new Fibonacci tool that we're using, right? And we can see that price has reacted off of this zone, right? So we'll just move this just to make sure everything is a bit clean, right? And we'll jump over to the daily time frame. Right, on the daily time frame, we had an opportunity. I think it was over here. Right, this was the entry that we got over here, and then price continued to push to the top, right, using this one over here. So as we can see, the dollar reacted off of this zone over here, and then CPI time, I'll go to the 4-hour time frame so we can see. CPI time price did sink to the downside like this, and then we got a push to the top. So clearly we can see that the dollar is gaining a bit of strength, right? And we're anticipating for it to climb a bit higher as per usual, right? So now if we're anticipating this to climb up, we can anticipate like your major pairs to start selling off, your Nasdaqs and stuff to also continue climbing to the top as well. I think most of them at their all-time highs too, right? So let's see what we do got for the upcoming week. But for now, we can safely say gold wants to continue climbing to the top, right? Let's see how the other opportunities look in different currency pairs. All right. So this is EURUSD on the daily time frame, right? As we can see, price did push to the top, and we eventually got a market structure shift. We already knew that EURUSD is gonna sell off mainly because of where the dollar is, right? Now, in terms of entry, right, realistically speaking, this is what we were supposed to be looking at. Unfortunately, this was a missed entry by my side, right? As you can see, this is the entry over here, stop loss 84%. Take profit all the way to the downside over here, right? And I know someone will ask about the XU fib, right? So I'll just come in over here and just show you guys, right? This is the one that we have, right? Let me just bango settings. Yes, so it's the one we have. We got a -1 0 point thingy, right? As you can see, this is what we do have for the XU fib. So you can pause the video, just use that. But as you can see on the on the charts, as we can see, price did sink all the way to the downside, and then we got this zone over here, right? I still anticipate EURUSD to sell off as far as this low over here, right? So we can see we can fill up this fair value gap and then continue climbing. So something very similar to this. The dollar will continue gaining strength, euro will fall, and then eventually we'll get a bounce off of this area over here, right? So this is what I do see for EURUSD. It is a bit slow in the currency pair side of things, but we just need to be patient for the opportunity to present itself to us, right? Let's jump over to gold. All right, so this is gold on the daily time frame, right? As we can see, this guy's pushed all the way to the top. We finally got our first retracement, right? So we can classify this as an all-time high for now, right? So me looking at this thing, right, we can look at this range. We can even look at it from the weekly time frame, because that's the best of the best you could see it, right? Like, check out the weekly time frame. As we can see, price did cause a break of structure, and then we got a push all the way to the top, right? I will classify this as the lowest low, right, and this as the highest high, right? So this is the range we're essentially playing in right now, right? If we pull the fib from bottom to top like this, bottom all the way to the top over there, right? Let me just do this right quick. Bingo bango, yes. So if we pull it to the top like this is what it's telling us. Basically, it's telling us that our entry is going to be around 3,600, right? So now when we start going to like the lower time frames, like the daily time frame, right, this is how when you start seeing like, okay, cool, price action is starting to look like this, right? There's a possibility price could pull back all the way down here. This is my anticipation, right? 3,650, and then we can get buys. But like, obviously with gold these days, it does react off of the equilibrium, so we can find ourselves rejecting off of like the 50% first, right? So something very similar to this. Bingo bango, a reaction off of here, a pull back to the top, and then a downside reaction, and then we get a continuation to the top, right? So the first initial equilibrium is around 3,843, so that could possibly be your first line of defense, right? Then from there, we'll see a continuation to the downside. I hope so. And then we'll enter over here. Because for me personally, this is where I'd want to jump in, especially for gold, right? If not this over here, we could probably jump in like relatively by the red line over here, right? It's in the major discounts. I'll even delete this, right? This is where I am planning on jumping in, right? Now, when we go to the weekly time frame, things look a little bit way more nicer, right? As you can see over here, this is the zone we can enter. Yes, we still have these fair value gaps over here, but I doubt price is gonna drop as far as that. It's probably gonna wanna come in, fill out some of the entry just into a bit of discounts, and then we can find ourselves to the top. But this high is probably gonna be broken 2026. I won't lie to you. I feel like right now we're still gonna start getting like some sorts of pullback, guys, especially for gold right now. That's what I do anticipate, right? So let's just be patient for it. For now, let's jump over to the next pair, Bitcoin. All right. So this is Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, right? As we can see, when we look at this guy from a zoomed out perspective, we can see, yes, we got a push all the way to the top. We made this high over here, right? Based off of technicals, realistically speaking, we need to wait for price to drop as far as this, right? Let me just show you. We can come in with the XUFib like that, right? So this is where we're supposed to be looking at taking our entries around 91,000K, right? So now when you go over to the lower time frames like your daily, right, it's tempting to jump in right now because we can classify this as a new low, right? So based off of Bitcoin, this is where we're supposed to be jumping if we're looking at it from a daily range, right? But when we look at it from a weekly perspective, we can see that there's an opportunity for price to come back to the downside. Check this. This is all, what is this? Liquidity, right? So my anticipation is for Bitcoin to tank, right? So a little bit, we've got a correction relatively around this point. We get an entry relatively over here, and then we get a continuation to the top like that, right? Clean cut finish, right? We're going to get some sort of falling wedge into this zone over here, right? And then we can find ourselves climbing all the way to the top. But I think with Bitcoin, it's more of this a thing of waiting, guys. Like fourth quarter is usually one of the slowest quarters I've noticed, right? December, November are probably the times we're going to be looking for like entries, decent entries. But for now, guys, a lot of the pairs we just need patience. We just got CPI, right? So now, and it looked like it came out positive for the dollar, as we can see, right? We've got a beautiful rejection and then a continuation to the top. So let's just see. And then in terms of psychology, right? This week, I'm always psychology is always what comes to my brain and what comes to my mind, right? But I think one thing I'm also noticing, especially as traders, right? Accountability is one of the biggest things that's going to take you from an inconsistent profit, like an inconsistent trader or non-consistent trader, to a profitable trader, right? Everything that happens in your life, everything that happens in your trading, everything that happens with your MT5, MT4, whether you blow an account, the moment you start taking an accountability and understand that it's your fault, right? It's your fault that you blow the account. It's not the market's fault, right? Because at the end of the day, if you think about it, the market is always right? The market goes where it wants to go, and the market is always right. You as a trader just need to position yourself in a way that you could profit from it, right? So I think accountability is one of the first steps you need to take as a trader in terms of getting to that consistency, right? Where you are right now as a trader is solely reliant on what you've been putting in and what you've been doing, right? And the moment you start taking that accountability, you're going to start realizing that like the main reason why your psychology is not in check is because you don't follow your trading plan. The main reason why you're not consistently profitable is because you don't have a system, you don't have an edge, you haven't back tested. And that's whose fault? That's your fault, right? And the moment you start doing that, trust me, especially even if it's not trading, in all realms of life, right? Whatever situation happens to you or whatever happens to you in life, always take the blame, right? And the moment you start doing that, a lot of the things are going to change in your trading, in your life, because you're going to start taking action towards the things that you want to change in your life, right? And that's the main point I wanted to really push out in today's session, right? Please make sure to follow me on Instagram, guys, because I post more often there, especially about these types of things. But thank you for watching till the end. I will catch you guys next week.